Good evening, viewers. Welcome to ShowBiz Movement. As we all know, this is the show that brings you closer to your favorite artist. So I'm your host, Bobo Toure, commonly known as JT. And as I told you, week after week, we're trying to get the best out of ShowBiz and bring them here for you to get to know about their story and get to learn about what they're doing apart from their music life and how the music journey have taken them so far. So with me, I got a special artist here that has done it well. I'm telling you, for me, sometimes you have to work hard to find a talent. So I think that's what my team is doing. We go all out to bring talent to this show. So he's a young, talented man that is done. His music is banging and he's doing it great. So it's an opportunity for me to have him on my show today. That is Jem Rovez. Good evening and welcome to ShowBiz Movement.
Hey, respect, man. It's always a blessing and a vibe when I meet you. And I tell you, we don't really get to buzz even before we start.
Exactly.
So, and I just want to say hello to everyone out there, and it's a big opportunity and a pleasure to be on here for Talk to Now. And thank you for bringing me on the show, sir.
Yeah, thank you very much. I really appreciate it. It's my honor for me to have you as well, because at the end of the day, we're going out to look for talent and bring them closer to them and for people to get to know more about you.
For real.
And your performance on Saturday, I can see, was it on Friday?
No, it was on Saturday.
It was great. It was great. I really enjoyed it. So me bringing you here is something that I want to see, especially not just for Sierra Leone, for Afrobeat.
Yes, that's true.
So you're doing great. So keep doing what you're doing.
Oh,
so I'm gonna start by asking you the first question.
Please.
Your style is different. I want to ask you, how did you get? Because anybody that comes to ShowBiz, we get to ask them this question regarding their music, and it's all about reality, about the artist and their journey, and their challenges and everything. That's what this show is all about. And you can get a way to speak to your fans direct, because most of the time fans do got time to ask you questions that we as a talk show host get to ask you.
Yeah.
So now that's what we do. We represent the fans and their talking voice on behalf of you, on behalf of us. So for now, I'm going to start by asking you, how did you get into the music journey? How you get into the music? That's the first question I want to ask you.
I tell you what, Booba, that's a good question right there. To be honest with you, whenever I think about my journey from where I started, from Musa Komot, a great journey, but because of people they don't know, plenty man if saying I started and start music. I started music when I was just only 13 years old, you see, and I started getting the inspiration, the melody that I'm hearing. I began writing my own song from the age of 14 to 15. Wow. Now I put pen to paper where I began writing my own thing then. So from that age, when the inspiration come, I don't get, because then picking, na free tongue, you grow up, get the opportunity like that for go studio and all these things. So what I used to do, I used to beatbox with myself, and then sometimes I'll just be clicking my fingers, they give myself a melody, and whilst I do that I write, I get a big book where I write me thing them inside. So now that's how the journey start, and since then I've not quit, because I see for say when I was doing these things, people were appreciating it. People that we sabi me, people that were there around. It come to a point, then they begin call me certain names. They teen them. Do you know what I mean? So I started getting a reputation behind it. So I'm like, you know what? I need to do this thing on a level. I need to start, experiencing what it's like to be in the studio. So at the age of 17. That's when I hit the studio back, and this was in Sierra Leone, because I came to this country when I was 18. And I'm 29 now. So when I came to this country, back then, before they come, I say, I want to do something on my own gun. And the thing with me is I keep myself versatile. I try all aspects of music genres. As an artist, we're an artist. We are not just a specific kind of artist. Even though I'm into Afrobeats, but that's because of what's kicking now. But I could make sure wherever way you put them, you understand. If I'm in a salon setting, the same thing I'm right. I get to know I put bank, I get to know I get by English. But it's just be saying no more. People think in the field, the English side more. That they connect.
So that's a quite interesting story, because people listen to your story and watching ShowBiz Movement, they get to learn from an artist that come from back home in Freetown, Sierra Leone, and
Yeah, for real.
get to build up yourself, and now you're sitting down in a talk show in the UK talking about your music career.
For real. It's a blessing, man. I'm telling you, it's been a great journey.
It's a journey, you know. It's something that we're proud of. We're proud of as well.
Yeah,
so
for
that
real.
is very good. You mentioned about you taking your music journey to the next level and the way you're singing. I've listened to a few of your songs. They're Afrobeat, but they got different twists into it.
That's it.
So this is the next question I want to ask you. Viewers at home watching ShowBiz, when I start playing this song, you're gonna understand why I asked this question.
Yeah.
So why do you put a little twist on that romance in your Afrobeat? Because at the moment, the way the song, the industry is going, is got with this typical language, Creole or the broken English speaking, but you get to put something into it. So why do you get that tongue around it? That's why I want to know.
That's a good question again, Buba. And I'm glad the way you asked me this question on this show, because a lot of people don't tell them they misunderstand me in general. I must say, they don't tell away plenty man they misunderstand. Now they don't make plenty man know me able to help me because they feel say that's a barrier. But what I see it as these people are now reminded, because if you have a vision, you have a goal. It doesn't matter what kind of journey the artist is doing. If you see that the artist have a potential, you have to boost them up. You understand? And that's what we fail for realize in our community. I love Salone. Now Salone are born, now they are men. I go school day, I go Wallace Johnson, I go Prince of Wales, you know. So now they are men, now they are go. But it's just that because I know that there's so many people doing things in Sierra Leone, in Creole, and all those things. But sometimes you have to be unique. I'm looking at the wider picture wherein I want to put my country on the map. You understand? Take it where nobody else has taken it. People have done it. You've got Akon, who is a Senegalese, he's done it. Do you know what I mean?
French,
you have, exactly, you have Banky W. Banky W, even though he's doing Afrobeat, but listen to him. He's most of English in his words. Do you understand? But Nigerians are proud of him. You know, Sierra Leone, we don't do that because we think that he has to be the typical Creole. I mix Creole in my stuff, but when you see him, it's international vibe. Basically, a next person we know to Sierra Leone and cable vibe to him in a way. Do you understand? So that's what I try to do. And like I said, every artist is unique because you can't. The thing is, people can try to change people. That's what people need to understand. If you know that somebody has a talent and you know that they can go far, all I'm asking is put a support behind them. You know, don't try to kill the dream by saying that, oh, you should do this in this way or do this in that way. You're killing that man's talent because where he's got the fire in, that's what you need to help him to boost. Do you know what I mean? At the end of the day, it will be a success story, you understand? But we don't have that dream and that ambition. We don't see that far, you know.
That's a very good answer to that because for me basically even I'm a civilian but my talk show I'm doing it in English. Because at the end of the day I want to, as you said, I want to reach to the wider world for people to know exactly what you're talking about. Though our career sometimes is well understandable, but you get to understand that we're just somewhat 6 million people.
Exactly.
Your intention, I believe, you want to go above that 6 million people, like to get your message to reach
Beyond,
to
if I can.
the world. Which for me, I'm sitting down here. I think you're right.
Yeah.
Because what the message is to fans that we're looking at people. This kind of talk shows can make you have the time to speak to your fans, to tell them exactly questions that people are going about talking.
Yeah.
Because before we ask a question, we get to get a public forum where we can get artists, viewers asking artists so many questions about what they're gonna know about this artist.
Yeah, of course.
I guess viewers at home watching ShowBiz right now, the man himself is here. You just hear what he just said about his music. He loves to speak Creole, he likes to speak Creole, which is good, but at the moment, what he's looking at is looking above, beyond the 6 million population in Sierra Leone. He want to get his music to represent Sierra Leone to the world.
That's it.
So that's why.
Because no matter what, you know, when you reach that point, they're always going to look at where you came from. People are going to want to know, who's this guy? Do you know what I mean? What kind of background is he? And for me saying that I'm a Sierra Leonean, that's where I grew up from, alone is a big thing. Do you understand?
Yeah, that's true. So that's a good one. So the next question.